Hello, Mr. Rex here, and today I'm going to show you how to make your very own dinosaur template. I've been asked this quite a bit on how do you do the templates, and I'm going to be showing you today how to make your very own Allosaurus template. Alright, so everything you're going to need, I'm going to go over it right now. You're going to need some tape, some glue sticks, a ruler, an eraser, some pencils, scissors, paper, and cardboard. And what kind of cardboard? I shall show you. This is just cereal boxes. So right here, cereal. And so that's the materials that I'm going to need. And you can see that the cardboard pieces are taped, and that's because you're going to need it a little bit longer. So there's this taped here. And to make sure that the edges, like you see how these are nice, pretty well sealed, is you simply want to take two pieces of cardboard like so, and line them up like that. So make sure you know the same size and all. But this is just an example of what to do. But sometimes there's a gap. This is not that bad of a gap. That would be fine to tape over. But if there's a big gap, what you want to do is just take a ruler and straighten out the lines like so. Just like draw a line, and then draw another line. Make sure it's pretty straight. And then what you want to do is just cut that one, and then just put them together. All right. Okay, but this is not where we start with a template. No. We start on the computer to get ourselves the Allosaur we want to make. So let's hop onto the computer, and that's where we start. That's where all my projects start when I go for the templates, and from that we'll go to the paper. And also one more thing that I forgot to mention that you don't need, but I have, and that's this, a little light up. So you can easily trace that way. And if you don't have one of these, you can always just use a window. Just make sure there's enough light outside when the light's coming in. So you can do that way too, because tracing helps, get everything nice and the same. Okay, so let's go and let's do it. Alright, here we are on the computer, and as you can see up here, I have these images of Allosaurus. So I'll just go through these really quickly just to show them what I've got here. So I got this image here. Got this image, this image, this image, this image, this image, this image, and these images. Some of these I'm going to use for reference for colors, so in case I feel like doing this color or using this for color reference or something like that. Also, in case you want to know how to find these pictures of Allosaur, I simply just typed in Allosaurus, and there you go. Sometimes you can click on one and shows you some other stuff with Allosaur. But what this does is it gives me, and look for ones that have the side views like this one. And so what I pretty much have done here is I have looked for different images of Allosaurs for the beginning of the template. And what I've decided to do is, you can see I've numbered these, but the numbers I'm only going to go to about here. So what I've decided to do is I've decided to go with this one as my Allosaur beginning template. And to how big you want your dinosaur toy to be, you just simply enlarge the image or shrink the image. Enlarge or shrink. And I'm thinking about that big, so that big for my Allosaur. It's not too bad. But there is something else I plan to do here, and that is simply change some of this up, because this is not exactly the Allosaur I want to make. And what I mean by that is that I like the design of like the tail shape and some of these bits, but there's some things I don't like the legs here and the feet here and the claws. This is not really accurate to how dinosaurs' arms are. So I want to change a few things with this guy. So what am I going to do? Well, first I'm going to go to this image right here, and I'm going to go to edit. So I'm going to take it and edit this image. Okay, here we go. And what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to flop it. Boom, and then I'm going to save the copy like so, saving a copy, and there we go. So now I have this image. I don't need this one anymore, so I'm just going to delete that. Alright, and now I have these two images. Now why do I want them facing this direction? Because we're going to be tracing this guy right here. Alright, but I don't want to use his arms. I want to use this guy's arms. Alright, I like this Allosaur's arms and how they're positioned here. So I'm going to use this Allosaur arms, but I'm going to use this guy's body. Oops, this one's body. Alright, now as for the head, I'm not 100% sure here, but for legs, I also want to use this Allosaur's legs. It's nice stationary position. So again, I'm going to go to edit, and we're just going to edit the picture here. We're just going to flop it just like so.
save a copy of that, and wait for that to finish, and there we go. We've got the copy. We can delete this one right there. All right, and now for the head. So there's a few different options you can do for the head. You know, you can use the Allosaur head that's right there, but I don't really want to use that one. This one is all right, but I don't want to use that one either. There's a skull here that I've got in case I feel like using that one. And then over here, there's also this Allosaur design here that I could use. And I might end up taking this Allosaur head, but this is the Allosaur body that we're going to be using. And so we just have to increase it once more to the proper size we want to make the Allosaur. And yeah, I'm happy with that. Yeah, that's a good size. All right, so now from this, we leave the computer, and now we go back to using the paper. So we're done with the computer now, and now let's get on to the rest and get this template made up.
Alright, so now that we got the Allosaur all made up as we need him, we can come back over to the paper, and since I know the Allosaur isn't going to be any longer than this, like, feet-wise, we only need 2 pieces of paper. If he was going to be a lot bigger, you might need 4, depending on how big the dinosaur is going to be. But this is different size, and what you want to do is only tape one side of this. Don't tape the other side, because the side that doesn't have the tape showing will be the side that goes on the outside. So this is going to be the side that goes on the cardboard like so. So only tape one side of this. With the cardboard, you want to tape both sides, that way to give it good structural, because it's going to be the actual, outer layer when you build the template together. So now we take this piece of paper and we take our pencil and we go over to the computer. Okay, now that we're over here at the computer, you're going to need a ruler and a pencil. So what we're going to do here is we're going to take the paper and we're just going to cover over the Allosaur like so, just like that. So I'm just going to bring the paper over here, and you can see the tail sticks over just a little bit, so we'll be able to use this, we'll cut this and use the extra paper for the other parts of the templates that we'll definitely need for later. So now at this point, we just trace the dino. So we just take our pencil and go light, because we're going to be doing a little bit of changes to this guy as we get him over back to the table here. But we just start like so, and we're just going to draw him up here. And I'm going to do where the arms are, just so I have an idea of that. And then we'll go down and just draw it up. Make sure you do it lightly, just like so. Just like so. You want to make sure that you get this, all the lines. So you want to make sure that goes like that. Alright, so you just draw it out here and make sure it doesn't have to be perfect. You want to get as close as you can. And then when we bring it back over to the table, we'll clean it up. Okay, so this very quickly, I'm going to zoom in here just to show you. Zoom it on in, there we go. And let me fix the camera. Alright, so here I've decided to use the head that's on the Allosaur. As you can see, I drew it close. So if we come here, you can see how the head is here. So what I decided to do is you want the mouth closed, alright? You want to make sure the mouth's closed. So what I did was I drew the top half, and then I curved the paper down like this so I get the bottom half, but make sure the mouth is closed. It's very important that you do that, especially with this bit. Alright, so do that. And another thing you can do at this point is also get where the eye goes, alright, and then where the mouth bit goes, and also draw in the teeth where you want those to go, as well as the nose. And then draw a circle there and a circle there, because that's where, well, what we won't do is we won't articulate the legs. We'll just articulate the arms. So at this point now, we're going to go and get the arms ready here. So let me just fix that. And now we need to just go to our arms, which, let's see, close that. Here we go. And there's our arms, so we just need to zoom in on this Allosaur. And there we go. And then we just come down here and figure out where the arms need to be. And then then it's all about figuring out how. Kind of operating blind, of course. But you just have to figure out the proper size for the arms for this particular Allosaur body. And I think that's good. And then you can kind of position wherever you want the arms to be. Like so. And then you can just draw up one hand. You don't need to draw up the other hand. So you can just do that. And again, we'll work on the hand a little bit more meat to the table. So that can give you a nice idea of how the hand, right there. And now we'll exit from that. And since I like this leg, nice and stationary, we just have to give him that leg. Now at this point, what I want to do, now I don't have the ability to shrink this any smaller, unfortunately, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the bottom here, like that, and then I'm just going to go up like that, same thing here, and then just go up like that. And then you can take the ruler, which we don't need to do it here, but yeah, so there is our Allosaurus template at the moment, and then we'll take it over to the table and get it all spiffied up. Alright, so what I'm going to do right now is just cut off this excess paper, just like so. Okay, and there's our Allosaurus. Now at this point, we need to start doing some details and also fixing a little bit of things. Because you see the foot here is kind of messed up. So what I want to do here is take this ruler here. This is very important for when we cut out the foot to give him his, put him on so he actually stands properly. So you want to make sure the foot is flat. So you just draw a line. Boom. Alright, so that's where the foot's going to go. At this point, all you're going to be doing is just working on getting the figure all nice and cleaned up and looking all good, like so. So you just want to go through and clean it up like this. Alright, so there we go. We'll just erase that bit right there. And then at this point, we can also do where the claw is going to go, so you can do that, like that. And then you can also add the little sickle claw in the back right there. Now this is, of course, not going to be here, but this will be good for when we do the tracing for the different pieces. And then for the rest of the guys, you're just going to go through and clean up your drawing. Alright, so now at this point you've got your leg, your body, and the arm, and the head. And now at this point what we're going to do is we're going to start tracing. Because this is the template that's going to build all the rest of the templates. So we're just going to turn on the light like that. And at this point I did darken the bits out because with the light coming through you want to be able to make sure you see the lines. So first we're going to draw the legs out here. So just grab a piece of paper that you've got and we're just going to put it down like so. Make sure you take your ruler, because since we're doing the legs, we want to make sure that we get the legs here. So just go like so. And then we just bring the paper as far over as we can. And now we just draw the leg. And then what you also can do is just flip the paper over like so, so you can get the other leg drawn as well. So just flip over your paper, line it up, and then draw the other side. Alright, so there it goes. Now what you can do to make this really easy is if you have a printer, just copy it, so that way you got both legs all done. So just put it on a printer and just print it out, and there you go. But if you don't have a printer, then just retrace both sides, and yeah, you'll be all good to go. Now another thing you can do is if you have a dinosaur toy, it's pretty much just find a foot that's about the same length as this. So this one is a little bit longer, but it still works. And all you have to do is put down the dinosaur foot, and all you're going to do is, that's right, trace the foot. So you just trace it. Trace it like that, and then all you're going to do is you're just going to come and do this to it. Just clean it up a little bit. Boom, and there you go. So you can either do it this way or you can freehand it and just kind of get the right shape down. But this is another way that makes it easier if you want to do it this way. And, you know, I'll probably make up both of these feet and then see which ones works the best for when I do the template. So, yep, so let's get the feet all drawn up here. So with that, the whole bottom leg is pretty much done. Now when you do attach these together, and if you go watch my build, you'll know how to fill in the hollow bits between the legs to get that all attached in properly. But there you go, there is the Allosaurus legs all done up. And now from this, we move on to the arms. So here's all we had to do with the arms, is we simply just turn the light back on, like so, you know, turn the light on and stuff, and we just get the arms worked out here. But again, you just want to make sure you get the arms to how you want the arms to be. And I'm going to do a little more work here with the arms before I decide to get it all done up here. So I'm just going to do a little more work here, and then we'll trace it on over. Alright, so I'm happy with that hand. So all we have to do is bring it over here like so, and make sure you transfer the pin here, so that's where the articulation will go, and then you just there you go. We got the left and right arm all drawn up there, and then we just need to copy it. So we have 2. So that's 1, and then we just need to draw out the other side. Alright, now that we have the arms and the legs done, we can take this and move it over. And now we need to grab ourselves a nice full piece of paper here. And now at this point we're going to be doing the Allosaurus body. And this is a very important step because this is where we're going to be attaching everything to. So we'll just take our paper, put it over like so. I'll give it a nice cleaner side here. Move some stuff out of the way. And we just simply put it down like that. Turn on our light. And bring it right on down like so. And then we just trace the Allosaurus. So at this point we're just going to trace the body of the Allosaurus. We're even going to trace the head, but just follow my step here and let's do it! So here we have these two parts of the bodies. However, there is one thing that I forgot to do. And we'll go over to this guy, and what we want to do is we want to put a circle right like so, because we're going to have the articulated jaw, so we're going to open and close, right? So we need to do a pin there. And so very quickly, we'll just make sure that we get that put in here. Alright, so now that we've got the body done, and that's pretty much all we had to do there. So we got that all done. Just need to be cleaned up just a little bit. But besides that, it looks all good. So then we just cut off this excess paper like so. And we can put these two pieces next to our finished pile. And now, all we have to do left is the Allosaurus head. So this will be, again, pretty simple for the first drawing, is we just draw the head as is. And here we have the head all done up. Definitely needs a little fix right here, so this one's a little messed up right there. So I'll just kind of clean that up a little bit. But yeah, so this is all nice and done. And why do we have 4 heads here? Well, that's part of the build process. Is that the pin's going to go through one of these. So you have the main body here, and that's going to go through that. And then that pin's going to fit through this, and then this other piece will slip on that to secure it in place, so it's not just attached on the outside like this, but have a nice secure place. Hopefully that makes sense. Hopefully. So there we go. There's that, and this is the crest that will sit on top of this to give it a little pushed out detail. There's the teeth for the inside of the mouth, and yep, there we go. And from that, we have one last thing we have to make for the template. And we'll need this bit right here. And we'll need our last bit of long paper here. And here is where we get some of the fun guessing stuff going on here. So what I'm going to do is take this right here and cut a little bit away from this Allosaur here. And one thing that you can do is, let me just bring out this bit right here, is instead of tracing both of these, you just have to trace one side, and then all you do with this piece right here is just erase this bit and use this piece for the template. Also, what you can do is just save onto this right here, so you can reuse it to make a new template. Or again, save all your template pieces, and then you just print them out, make a copy of them, put them in a folder, so you can have all the templates, so you can make another one if you want to. So there's something you can do as well. But anyhow, let's get the last template on here, and that's the top and bottom. That would be the top of the template and the belly. So here we go, and this is gonna be fun. I always love doing this part. Not really. So we just have to find the front to the tail of the Allosaur, and then we just take the ruler, figure that all out. Just guessing work, really. Come to like that. And that seems to be the tip of the nose right there. So there we go. A little bit longer like that. Okay, so there we have the tip to the tail. And all we're going to do at this point is we're going to find our center line on this ruler. Like so. So that guesses the middle. And that's the tail bit. And now what we're going to do is we're going to fold this paper up here. Okay, so that's the center area for the Allosaur head. So that's going to be the Allosaur's head bit right there. All right. So at this point, we're going to fold the paper. Should have folded the paper first. So yeah, that's my bad right there. So just fold the paper like so. Fold it up. There we go. And now we're ready to do it. So ignore that bit right there. Just erase that. Like that. Alright. So now we have the center line running right down. So let's do a line like that. And now from this we can simply, figure out the width of the front of the jaw. So right there. And then we simply, for one side of this, so I'll just take this Allosaur that I've drawn up here and figure out, so that would be the tail right there. And then we just simply draw out the top of the Allosaur. So we just doop a doop a doop boop 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 a doop a doop. Trying to figure out the size of the head, and then you can do a little bit of a shape for the neck, and then curve it back for the body, like so. Again, this is kind of trial and error at this point, so there's no. Don't know what we're doing with that, but you just kind of work with it, and then just fold the paper like so, turn on the light, and that way you can trace the other side right like this. So you just trace it, trace, 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 like so. And then you have this thing. And so you can kind of work on it to get to how you want it here for the top and bottom of the Allosaur to be, and you can just clean it up, so you don't want it too thick on the top, but you also don't want it too small. And I think that's actually a pretty good width there, but I'm going to shrink this side down just a hair. I lost my eraser. Oh, my eraser's gone. Okay, I'll just use my one that's on the pencil here. So we just simply erase that, and then if you do any changes to one side, all you need to do is flip it like so, turn on the light, and then you just retrace like so. Okay, so for me, that's pretty happy with that. We'll just do a little bit of erase right there, just to kind of clean up the tail. Since I think the tail is a little chunky back here, I'm going to try to shorten that tail up here. And what I'm using the body for is to figure out like where the tail and the body line end. So if I go like that, that's primarily where the tail starts going down. So if I average where that is starting to go down, you take the ruler, figure out the tail tip, and then just Do it like so. And then do the same thing on the other side. And there we go. So the tail starts going down into a nice tip right there. But they don't want it to be an actual tip, especially with cardboard, because the tail can easily bend and break on you. So you just want to make sure that the tail is slightly bowed at the end like that. Okay, and I'm pretty well happy with that. Yep, happy indeed. So at this point, I'm just going to trace it on to the other paper side. So I'm just going to slap it down like that, though this paper is unfortunately too short. But I'll get it on here anyways. Let's see. Okay, so that wasn't recording there, so I'll just go back over this. So I managed to find a spot for the top layer right there, so that will be the top. This will be the bottom, and that's just because there's a line through it. And you just put this one on the top, you have this big line going through your Allosaurus, so that you wouldn't want that. So I went with this nice clean one from that trace. Again, you can just print that if you want to. It saves time, but yeah. So we have all the templates all done up now, and again with this, you don't need this anymore. You can toss it or do whatever with it. But now at this point, we're just going to cut out around these bits and get them glued onto the cardboard, and then it would be pretty much almost ready to start building this guy. So let's cut them out. Okay, so now when it comes to gluing them down to the cardboard, and for this build, I guess you don't need to tape it down, though you might, of course, depending on how big you want your Allosaur to be. What you can do is this, and I like to do is I like to use this side to cover them up with. It doesn't really matter which side you do it on, but if you do it on this side, I haven't done a build in a while, so I'm trying to remember how I do this. Just that, depending on which side you do, if you do it on this side, it makes a nice clean backside for the guy. But I like doing it on this side just because, just because. So what I like to do is I like to cut as much paper as I can away from the template here, and then I like taking a pen and outlining it, and then taking my glue stick and putting it right on the drawing area, and then gluing it down that way. It just seems to save a little bit extra glue stick bit, So let's get these all glued on. Alrighty, now once you have them all taped down, or glued down like this, all you do is cut them all out. Now I'm not going to go and cut these all, I'm just going to cut like this. I'm just going to cut them out like so, and then go like this, and yeah, I'm going to call that good. So you can go ahead and cut them all the way out. Now I do recommend that you have a little bag or something that you can put these pieces in, or like a bigger bag, so you can fit all the pieces in, that way you don't lose anything. And for the teeth, when you do cut them out like angles, so you don't really want to follow. This is exactly kind of at like triangles. Oh yeah, triangles. So yep, so let's get these cut out, and then we'll be wrapping up. And this has been how I go about making my templates for my builds. Hopefully this has helped you out with the templates. I know I got a lot of questions on how I make the templates, and yep, this is how I do it. And if you want to go ahead and build this guy, you can watch my other builds to see how I actually put these guys together. And I'm saying that because I'm not really wanting to build this guy, but if you want me to build this Allosaur, let me know. Otherwise, I'm not going to build this. But if you want to see me build this Allosaurus and see exactly, how everything fits together and everything, because this is not all the templates you need, because there's a lot of free parts. And again, if you watch my other builds, you'll see that there'll be other parts that you will need to draw in to fill in the gaps and stuff. But again, if you want to see me actually put this Allosaurus together, let me know. And I hope this video has helped you out on making your own templates. And I hope to see you all next video. Until have a great day and goodbye, everybody.